Did you know that Spider-Man No Way Home is not just a superhero film? It is a love letter to all the Spider-Man fans who have loved this character for the past 20 years. Today, we will break this film down scene by scene and find all the hidden details, Easter eggs, and secrets that you might not have noticed even on your first, second, or third viewing. I am Ryan, and this is AS Movie YT, where superhero secrets are revealed. So buckle up, because today's episode is quite long. Hidden detail number 1. Background extras. The 3 people standing behind MJ are the exact same 3 extra actors who appeared in that same scene in Far From Home. Director John Watts deliberately used the same casting to keep the continuity perfect. Detail number 2. MJ's broken necklace. The black broken necklace around MJ's neck, which Peter bought in Venice, is a secret symbol throughout the entire film. At the end of the film, when MJ has no memory of Peter, she is still wearing that necklace, meaning the heart remembers what the mind forgets. Detail number 3. You're just a kid. When people see Peter and say, "You're just a kid," this is a direct reference to Spider-Man 2, when people on the train said the same thing to the unmasked Peter. And a hidden gem, the deli in this scene is called Delmar's 3. In the first 2 films, it was simply Delmar's. The 3 was added because this is Tom Holland's 3rd Spider-Man film. Such a small detail, such a big love. When Peter returns home, there is a long single-shot scene. This is not just a stylistic choice. It enhances the awkwardness and realism, and also serves as a callback to similar caught moments in previous films. Then the media trial begins. The words used in newspaper headlines, Iron Man Jr., fraud, threat, are not random. They question Peter's character and build his identity crisis. The biggest 10-minute surprise. When Peter needs legal help, who shows up? Matt Murdock, Daredevil. Charlie Cox, the same actor from the Netflix Daredevil series. This was not just a cameo. It was a massive MCU statement that the Netflix Marvel shows are now canon. A small but amazing detail. A brick flies in through the window. Matt catches it at lightning speed with his superhuman reflexes, but Peter's hand also instantly rises due to his spider sense. Same instinct, different powers. Bonus fact, Jon Favreau, who plays Happy Hogan, played Foggy Nelson in the 2003 Daredevil film. So Happy being in a scene with Daredevil is a full circle moment that almost no one catches. When everyone shifts to Happy's apartment, the scene is filled with hidden details. Detail number 4, Dummy the robot. Happy's home has the robot from the first Iron Man film, Tony Stark's little robot that always did the wrong thing at the wrong time. Happy kept it as a memento of Tony. This is a heartbreaking detail that says so much without saying anything. Detail number 5, Happy and Downton Abbey. Happy is watching Downton Abbey on TV, exactly as he did in Iron Man 3 while recovering in the hospital. This shows both the consistency of his character and his loneliness. Detail number 6, Peter's t-shirt. Peter is wearing the same "I survived my trip to NYC" shirt he wore in Homecoming after getting his suit back from Tony. But the shirt looks smaller now because Peter has grown, literally and figuratively. When Peter goes to Doctor Strange for help, an important theme begins. Actions have consequences. The Sanctum's design is intentionally shown as slightly chaotic, with a broken, snowy structure, symbolizing that reality is already unstable. Detail number 7, Strange's hoodie. When Strange floats down, he is wearing a Columbia University hoodie, his alma mater. And near the laundry machines, another identical hoodie is visible. Even professors don't forget their student days. Detail number 8, the O for Fox's Sake mug. Strange is holding a mug that reads, "O for Fox's Sake," a subtle jab at the studios that held the rights to X-Men and Fantastic Four for so many years. Detail number 9, the spell's conditions. Peter changes the spell 5 or 6 times, destabilizing the multiverse. Strange says he changed it 6 times, but if you listen carefully, MJ, Ned, Aunt May, Happy, and the rest, that's only 5 changes. So what was the 6th? The theory is that Strange secretly added a condition himself so that he would remain in Peter's memory, because Strange loves Peter in his own way. Detail number 10, the dodecahedron and pentagons. The magical box Strange creates is a dodecahedron made of 12 pentagons.
Each pentagon has 5 corners, and Peter changed the spell exactly 5 times. Only in the MCU can mathematics and magic combine like this. A hidden rule is also established here. Anyone who knows Spider-Man's identity begins to get pulled into this universe. This is the core concept of the entire movie.
Detail 11. License plate code. On the bridge, look carefully at the license plates. One reads SEY-S1DPW. Rearranged, it spells Spideys, plural, a hint of multiple Spider-Men before the film even begins. Another plate reads 63ASM3, meaning Amazing Spider-Man number 3 from 1963, the very comic issue in which Dr. Octopus first appeared. And in that same scene, Doc Ock arrives. Detail 12. Danny Elfman's theme. When Doc Ock breaks the bridge with his tentacle, Danny Elfman's original Doc Ock theme plays in the background, the same one used in Spider-Man 2, 2004. Pure nostalgia injection. Detail 13. Red lights equals tentacles in control. The tips of Doc Ock's tentacles glow red. Recall the 2004 film? That red light signaled that the tentacles were controlling Otto's brain. When Peter later fixes him, the lights turn white or blue. A small but brilliant detail. Detail 14. Nanotech compatibility. In the first Raimi film, Norman Osborn was researching nanotechnology. Otto built his arms using Oscorp tech with a neural link. That is why when Iron Spider's nanotech merges with Otto's arms, it makes scientific sense. Both systems are compatible, which is why the nanotech transfer was possible, and why Peter was able to remotely control the arms. Willem Dafoe as Norman Osborn is the most underrated performer in this film. Detail. When Norman smashes his helmet but the Goblin's voice is still heard, it means the helmet was only a symbol. The Goblin had already taken root inside Norman. Breaking the helmet changed nothing. Detail. The hoodie Norman wears is green and purple, exactly the Goblin's costume colors. The costume designers chose this deliberately. Norman says, "Oscorp doesn't exist, my son," a reference to Harry Osborn, and a confirmation that in the MCU, Oscorp does not yet exist. Detail number 17. I missed the part where that's my problem. This is not Norman Osborn's line. It was the famous line of Tobey Maguire's Peter Parker. But in the MCU, the same idea surfaces in Peter's mind when he says, "That's not my problem." Aunt May teaches him what Uncle Ben taught Tobey's Peter. Detail number 18. Aunt May's death and Uncle Ben. When May is dying, she says, "With great power, there must also come great responsibility." The original comic book wording by Stan Lee. The MCU never directly showed Uncle Ben, but May fulfilled that legacy, and the line finally appeared on screen. When the multiple villains are introduced, their dialogues are carefully written. Each one references their original story, so fans feel an instant connection. An emotional layer is added when Peter decides he will try to cure the villains. Not a typical superhero move, but an evolution of his character. This leads to Peter's biggest turning point. Loss, guilt, and responsibility completely transform him. Detail number 19. Andrew Garfield's entry music. When Ned portals Andrew Garfield's Peter through the ring, James Horner's Young Peter theme from The Amazing Spider-Man 2012 plays in the background. Detail number 20. Tobey's entry music. When Tobey Maguire arrives, Danny Elfman's iconic Spider-Man theme begins. For any Raimi-era fan, even 1 second of that music brings tears to your eyes. Detail number 21. Chrysler versus Empire State Building. Tobey says he likes sitting on the Chrysler Building rooftop, seen in the Raimi films. Andrew says the Empire State Building, where Gwen Stacy died. But Tom Holland's Peter meets them on a school rooftop because he hasn't yet reached the level of swinging across the city. Detail 22. Andrew's dark confession. Andrew Garfield's Peter reveals that after Gwen's death, he stopped pulling his punches, meaning he possibly seriously hurt someone in his grief. A shocking, untold continuation of that story. Detail 23. Tobey's back. Tobey's Peter gets a stiff back, a callback to Spider-Man 2, where Peter's powers were failing and his back was hurting. That was actually real. Tobey Maguire hurt his back filming Seabiscuit and almost missed Spider-Man 2. Andrew cracks his back for him. A perfect moment. Detail 24. Three heads turn. When Ned calls out Peter, all 3 Spider-Man turn simultaneously, a tribute to the famous meme where 2 Spider-Man point at each other. The film pays homage to the meme in real life. Detail 25. Organic versus mechanical webs. Tobey's Peter shoots webs naturally from his wrists without mechanical shooters. Andrew and Tom are genuinely grossed out watching this.
a moment so natural and funny it felt improvised. Every Spider-Man has made sacrifices, which is why they understand each other. The final battle is set up at the Statue of Liberty, a symbolic detail where the symbol of freedom becomes a battlefield of conflict. During the battle, each Spider-Man uses their unique abilities and a team dynamic develops. Detail 26. Andrew saves MJ. When MJ falls, Andrew Spider-Man catches her, doing what he couldn't do for Gwen Stacy. He is crying. The audience is crying. I am crying. In the final fight, the main Spider-Man almost crosses his limit and wants revenge, but an important intervention stops him and reminds him what it means to be a hero.
At the climax, the multiverse begins to collapse, and the only solution is for everyone to forget Peter Parker. This decision is the ultimate form of sacrifice. Not just his identity, but his entire existence is being erased. The final goodbye scene is the emotional peak of the film. Promise, love, and separation. And when everything resets, the world knows Spider-Man, but not Peter Parker. Detail 27. MJ's broken necklace again. At the film's end, MJ doesn't remember Peter, but she is still wearing that necklace. Memory can be erased, but the echo of feelings remains forever. Detail 29. Peter's new hand-stitched suit. The new suit Peter makes at the end is inspired by Steve Ditko's original 1962 design, and it is hand-stitched with no Stark tech. Peter has finally become his own true Spider-Man. No training wheels. Detail 30. Dit Coffee. Written on a wall is Dit Coffee, a tribute to Spider-Man co-creator Steve Ditko, a subtle detail that says everything without saying a word. So these were 30 hidden details and Easter eggs hidden inside Spider-Man No Way Home. This film is not just a movie, it is a celebration of 20 years of Spider-Man legacy. Every detail, every callback, every music cue, all of it was carefully placed for the fan who watches closely. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments which was your favorite detail.